everyone, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and I'm back with another video in my series called Flashcards. Today I've kind of done my own little version of the triple time technique. I guess in my case it's going to have to be a double time technique because when you're only using two little pieces of cardstock, that's just how it has to be, right? I love the neon feel of this card, and I'm very excited to share with you how to kind of create that fun little neon on the black cardstock. So let's get started with our card today. I'm going to begin, as I always do, with my flashcard pieces. Now, if you've not seen the video that explains flashcards, you can find that by doing a search on YouTube for Connie Stewart flashcards. It'll be the first video to pop up, and I'll kind of share with you how to cut these little pieces of cardstock. You make them up in a hurry. Whenever you need a card, you're going to have these, pull them out, create a card, you're done. It's awesome. Today, my flashcard pieces are in basic black and whisper white. My card base is also in whisper white, and it's been cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored that at 4 1/4. So it's a standard card size that'll fit into an A2 envelope or Stampin' Up's medium envelopes. All right, well, we're actually going to start with our basic black cardstock, and we're going to do some embossing on this. Let me show you the stamp set that we're going to be using. It's called Regarding Dahlias. Love this great big flower and these fabulous sentiments. They're fantastic. I love the font, so I'm very excited to use this. We're going to use the Hello You and, of course, the big flower. Now, I'm going to bring in a Versamark pad and an embossing buddy. This is really crucial when you're embossing on a very dark cardstock. Actually, it's kind of crucial for any cardstock, but especially on a dark cardstock. What this is going to do is, as I've been working with this cardstock, any oils for my hands or anything that I've touched is all over this cardstock. Basically, I'm doing my Law & Order SVU, I'm de-fingerprinting it, right? Anyway, we've rubbed that all over, and that means nothing is going to stick to this cardstock except what I want to stick, which is embossing powder and my Versamark ink. So I've got that all ready to go. I've got my Hello You, and I'm just going to ink that up. And if you will just stamp that right in the middle of your cardstock. I'm aware you can't see it, but you will in just a minute. I'm going to bring in my Whisper White embossing powder, and we'll just sprinkle that on there and brush it off. Now, sometimes you're going to get little goobers of the white embossing powder. Do your best to kind of brush any of that away because it is going to show up. Now I'm going to take my heat gun, and you're going to heat set that until it's all melted and it's really shiny and gorgeous. And when it's done, it's going to look like this, except it won't be pink. So let me show you how I did that fabulous color. Just some Sharpie markers. And I just, I don't know about you, I have a drawer of Sharpie markers, but it does not quite work with just Stampin' Up! Markers because it has to be a permanent, and our markers are water-based. And boy, those have their benefits, but it's not going to stick to embossing powder. So you can see on this dark cardstock, if I go outside the lines, it's not even going to show. So how awesome is that? So there's my beautiful color done with just a couple Sharpie markers. We're going to take my favorite punch, which is my decorative label punch. Those of you that follow my series, you know this is probably always my go-to punch. We're going to punch that out. We're going to save this piece, and of course we're going to set this one aside while we continue to work. So let's come in now with our two Whisper White pieces, and I'm going to teach you how to do that double time technique. So we're going to take this Whisper White, and I'm going to put just a tiny dot of SNAIL on the back, and I want to de-stickify that. De-stickify is a word I created. I encourage you to use it. But we don't want it to stick permanently to the paper, but just enough that it's going to stay in place while we stamp. Now I'm going to leave myself about 3/4 of an inch on the left-hand side and that upper side. So it's kind of going up in the corner. And now I'm going to come in with my ginormous flower from Regarding Dahlias. I've got Melon Mambo ink, and I'm just going to stamp that there in the corner. And then I'm going to stamp it on the inside of my card as well. Okay, so I've got that done. I'm now going to clean that stamp, and I'm going to repeat the process, and I'm going to use Tangerine Tango in this upper corner. And when it's all done, it's going to look like this. Now I did also stamp here. Oh look, I don't have it here. I've got to do it real quick. You guys will stick with me, right? Let's just, there we go. Okay, Connie's happy. Okay, so we've got our inside stamped. We've got our outside ready. So let's pull this off because it was just lightly being held on there. And I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat and my Essentials paper piercing pack. And check this out. I'm just going to lay this on here. I've just lined up these dots, and then I'm just going to punch some holes going all the way down just where I haven't stamped. So you can see I've got a nice little border of those paper piercers. It just looks kind of cute, kind of gives it a little something. So let's move that out of our way, and we're going to adhere this down onto that black cardstock, hiding that little area that we punched out. All right, now we can go ahead and put this on the front of our card. And you see all that ugly right there? Check it out. We are just going to cover it. Before you press it, just make sure you've hidden any little areas where, you know, your cardstock kind of covered it. So we're going to adhere that down like so, looking good. Now we can take our sentiment. We'll put some SNAIL adhesive on the back of that. Now I thought this needed just a little bit more fun. And so I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Dimensional, or not Stampin' Dimensional, some rhinestones. Now on my original card, I colored them pink. So on this one, just to do something a little bit different, I'm going to color them with that orange Sharpie. This is a great way to get color onto our rhinestones. Let me just pick that up. You notice I did the coloring on that little piece of paper. It's much easier to do that way. And then we're just going to add these kind of off to the side. And guys, that's all there is to it. Now that is one fast flash card, I think. And it's just very bright and fun, and it just kind of makes me smile. I hope it makes you smile too. Now thank you so much for, you guys have been so great about tuning into this series. Now if you'd like to purchase the stamp sets and the ink pads that I used on this project, you can do that by going to simplysimplestamping.com. There's an order online button right there at the top right hand side. You can order all those things. If you love the idea of flashcards, but you're not into all that cutting, you can also order flashcards to go. That's on the website as well. You can have everything cut, scored, it's all ready to go. You're going to have all the flashcard pieces cut, and all your white and vanilla pieces, and all those card bases, enough to make 40 cards. And envelopes too, and free shipping. I mean, it's a pretty awesome deal. So you can order those right there on simplysimplestamping.com. And I hope so much that you guys will go check out the website. And thank you again so much for tuning into today's card. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.